Accordingly, effective immediately, I am banning Mr. Sterling for life from any association with the Clippers organization or the NBA.
Happened over the last couple of years is everybody has now understood, no, the WNBA is...
Ryan Ruocco just lit the WNBA on fire, and not in a good way. The league's golden voice, the man who's been calling its biggest games for over a decade, is suddenly demanding Brittney Griner be kicked out. And his reasoning is wild. He's claiming he's got graphic photos proving she's not even biologically female, and he swears he's got the receipts to back it up. This isn't some shady rumor whispered behind the scenes. Ryan's putting his name on it. That's what makes this such a bombshell. For years, Ryan has been the face of the WNBA, the one defending it every time critics tried to drag it. He's been the hype man calling it the future of women's hoops, the voice keeping the league's image alive. So if he's now saying Brittney has to go, that's not some petty squabble. That's a shot straight at the league's heart. Ryan clearly believes the only way to save the WNBA's reputation is to force Griner out completely. And trust me, Ryan isn't the only one shaking things up. Angel Reese's fan base is diving headfirst into the storm and making this mess explode even bigger. They're slamming the WNBA for playing favorites, saying the league never had a problem protecting Griner until now. Their outrage is spreading non-stop, splitting fans and sparking heated debates all over social media. This isn't just another headline. This is the kind of scandal that could crack the whole league wide open. And here's where it gets even messier. Caitlin Clark is pulling in record-shattering money and drawing huge sponsors, and suddenly the WNBA wants to act like it's cleaning house. The timing has fans furious, especially Angel Reese's diehards. Some of them are even threatening boycotts, accusing the league of using this chaos to sell more tickets while pretending it's about integrity. They're calling it out, saying, "Don't act like you're fixing things when it's all about TV money and sponsor checks." And the noise is only getting louder. Angel Reese's fan base is coming in hot, blasting what they see as straight-up double standards. And they're threatening to walk away if this so-called cleanup is just another cash grab. Their message couldn't be clearer. They're not falling for the act, and they're ready to hit the league where it hurts the most. The money. But here's where it gets crazy. This loyalty didn't pop up overnight. Ryan Ruocco was always the one hyping up players like Reese and Griner, painting them as the perfect faces of the WNBA. He'd say their energy, their voices, and their star power made them the type of athletes every sponsor would beg to sign. His entire brand was tied to defending the W, standing by it through empty seats, weak deals, and years of disrespect. That's why his sudden flip on Griner feels like such a deep betrayal, and why fans are acting like this is a fight for the league's very soul. Now look at the timing. Ryan sitting courtside while the WNBA finally blows up with superstars like Caitlin Clark pulling numbers no one thought possible. This is the exact breakthrough he's been waiting for. Real proof the WNBA can be a powerhouse. And nobody doubts Ryan's loyalty runs deep. He's always praised these women as the voices and icons who could push the sport to the mainstream. But here's the snag threatening to unravel the whole empire. Brittney Griner's situation. Those gender rumors about Brittney have been floating around for years, brushed off by most people. But now that the WNBA is finally in the spotlight, whispers have turned into full-blown headlines. And Ryan knows better than anyone just how much the league had to claw its way here. Back then, the WNBA was treated like a joke, dismissed as second-rate, barely respected as a league. But now it's finally respected, finally pulling real numbers. And Ryan, the guy who bet his entire name on making the league legit, isn't about to let it all crash without a fight. And that's why insiders are whispering that those leaks weren't some random accident. This was Ryan Ruocco pulling the trigger himself. He forced the league's hand, even if it means torching his own career to do it. The Brittney controversy had already been simmering for months, but that Instagram video? That's what blew the lid completely off. Clips started spreading of Griner with her chest fully bare. And here's the wild part. The platform's own system didn't even flag it as nudity. That detail alone had fans screaming that the league, and maybe even the tech giants, were protecting her from scrutiny. The IG leak became the ultimate receipt. And from there, it was open season on Brittney Griner. Fans started digging into every old rumor, every shady comment, every slip that might back up the whispers. And then it got even messier. Brittney herself had been calling herself Pops ever since stepping into a parenting role with a little one in her life. Fans swore that was her slick way of confirming what they'd been speculating for years. A clip of her saying it went viral instantly, fueling the fire like never before. But that wasn't even the peak. Another bombshell hit when a clip surfaced allegedly catching Brittney saying something that sounded like a racial slur aimed at Caitlin Clark. Yes, Caitlin Clark, the one dragging WNBA ticket sales into record-breaking history. That's when the whole thing went nuclear. Suddenly, the league wasn't just battling whispers, it was drowning in a full-blown scandal with Brittney dead center in the storm. And just as the controversy hit maximum heat, Ryan decided to blow it sky high, dropping those graphic photos and personal files for everyone to see. Overnight, the drama turned catastrophic. By the next morning, the WNBA front office had already called an emergency meeting, and it wasn't just about Brittney anymore. It was about whether the entire league could even survive. Because for the first time ever, the W is pulling in real money. Packed arenas, historic TV deals, and sponsors lining up. And one wrong move now could send all of it crashing down in seconds. Ryan even pointed straight to Chicago as proof, reminding everyone how that squad went from dead empty arenas to playoff crowds buzzing like the finals. And now, all of that hype, all of that momentum is hanging by a thread, all because of one player, one scandal, and one man bold enough to force the league's hand. And it's not just the WNBA panicking. NBA execs, the same ones pumping money and media muscle into the league, are reportedly putting Commissioner Kathy Engelbert on blast.
Changed a lot in the 10 years that I've been doing this. I definitely sense I sense a very different perception about the league compared to when I started. Just people understanding the value of it, understanding the way these women have such powerful voices, such beautiful hearts, and a willingness.
Word is they've warned her directly. If she doesn't lock this mess down fast, they're ready to yank their support completely. No sugarcoating, no spin. The NBA isn't worried about hurt feelings. They're worried about dollars. And right now, their number one priority is protecting Caitlin Clark's momentum. She's the golden ticket, and they see Brittney's scandal as a live grenade that could blow the whole project sky high. Ryan's been loud and clear about Clark's effect, too. He's called her a supernova, the star single-handedly dragging the WNBA into another stratosphere. And the execs agree. She's the reason ticket sales are spiking, arenas are jam-packed, and TV networks are suddenly begging to fight over broadcasting rights. Which makes this entire controversy even more explosive, because one wrong step could kill the magic before it even fully lifts off. But here's the wild part. We're not even at peak chaos yet. Brittney's camp isn't just sitting back taking hits. Within hours of Ryan's bombshell post, her legal team came out swinging, calling it a full-on smear campaign and threatening lawsuits against him and anyone reckless enough to repost those pics. Legal threats were flying fast, but by then, the damage was locked in. The images had already been seen, reposted, picked apart. And Brittney's name was stamped across every headline in the country. And now, Adam Silver's name is getting dragged straight into the storm, and that instantly kicks the whole drama up to another level. Ryan has always said the WNBA isn't just a league to him. He's repeated countless times that everyone covering, coaching, or playing in it is like family, grinding together for respect and recognition. But if this league really is a family, then this scandal just ripped it wide open. Adam Silver isn't even the WNBA's commissioner, but everyone knows he doesn't play when it comes to scandals. Back in 2014, he shook the sports world by dropping the hammer on Clippers owner Donald Sterling. Those racist remarks Sterling made behind closed doors, Adam banned him for life, slapped him with a $2.5 million fine, and even forced the team to be sold. That was the moment the world learned. When the league's image is at risk, Adam moves with no hesitation. And that's why this Brittney situation just went from bad to flat-out dangerous. If she really did drop that slur aimed at Caitlin Clark, even if it was off camera or brushed off as out of context, There's no way she comes out clean once Adam gets involved. His whole reputation is built on protecting the integrity of basketball, and if he thinks Brittney is threatening the WNBA's credibility during its hottest moment ever, he's not going to sit on his hands. He'll move fast, and he'll move hard. And don't think Cathy Engelbert is going to be left holding the bag alone. Her track record is shaky at best, and players know it. She's been dragging her feet on major issues for years, and fans still remember how badly she fumbled the Angel Reese versus Caitlin Clark backlash. Instead of shutting down the racist remarks fans were tossing around, she tried to spin it into some awkward comparison about Larry Bird and Magic Johnson. That move left players furious, and critics blasting her leadership as totally out of touch. Now that Adam Silver's name is spinning around this storm, one thing's crystal clear. This scandal isn't just about Brittney anymore. This is about the future of the league's credibility. And Adam isn't the type to hand out second chances when reputations are on the line. Cathy Engelbert tried brushing it off like it was just some cute rivalry moment, tossing out a corny comparison to old-school NBA beefs. But that move only made players and fans more furious. Instead of shutting down racist comments, she downplayed them, and that stain still lingers heavy over her leadership today. And now things are getting even stickier because insiders claim Caitlin Clark's own camp is quietly pushing the league to tighten its rules, especially around gender verification. Word is her team has been warning that every new Brittney Griner headline risks Caitlin's rookie season, and the millions in sponsorships and deals tied to her name. With Clark positioned as the face of the league's future, her camp isn't playing soft, and fans online are already speculating about just how deep those backroom conversations really go. To make it worse, Ryan Ruocco isn't letting this fade out quietly either. By dropping those files and forcing Brittney's situation into the open, he's tied this scandal directly to sponsors, TV ratings, and the trust of the players themselves. That makes it impossible for the league to just sweep it under the rug. The pressure is now sky high on Adam Silver to step in, because if he doesn't, this won't just be another WNBA controversy. This could spill way past women's basketball and drag the entire NBA into the mess. And here's the wildest part. Insiders are whispering we haven't even reached peak chaos yet. The way things are spiraling, this story is primed to get nastier before the week's even over. And once that fuse is lit, nobody knows how far the blast zone stretches. The league's money people are already sweating bullets, and with good reason.
A place that when I first started doing games, there was no one at those Chicago games, nobody. And I'm in those 2021 playoffs, and it feels like the roof's about to blow off from how loud it is and the vibe in there, and Chance the Rapper courtside going nuts, and Copper hitting jumpers, and like, you're like, wow, something is happening here.
Sponsors that only just signed on thanks to Caitlin Clark's meteoric rise are now threatening to bail if the WNBA doesn't lock down the Brittney situation fast. Sure, ticket sales are booming, but brands don't want their logos splashed across headlines about gender scandals and racial slurs. That's not the kind of spotlight they paid for, and they're ready to pull the plug if things don't get cleaned up immediately. Meanwhile, Ryan Ruocco is the first to take a direct hit. ESPN quietly pulled him from a couple NBA and WNBA broadcasts, pending investigation. The network's protecting its own image, but fans online aren't buying it. Some are calling Ryan the only one bold enough to say what everyone else is too scared to. To some, he's being silenced for exposing the truth. To others, he crossed a line. Either way, the punishment hasn't calmed the storm. It's only made it roar louder. And just when it looked like the scandal couldn't spread further, fans started dragging other players into the chaos. Insiders are whispering the league has been quietly protecting certain names for years, and now the spotlight's widening. Natasha Howard's being singled out, with people pointing at her deep voice and unusually muscular build. Isabel Harrison's name is floating too, after claims she was linked to a private clinic that allegedly offered hormone therapy. Even Mercedes Russell is caught in the dragnet, with old photos circulating online showing what fans call a suspicious physical transformation over just a couple seasons. Now those names are blowing up across social media, sparking fresh debates and dragging even more players into the chaos. What started as Brittney's controversy has spiraled into a full-on league-wide credibility crisis, and the question hanging over everything is chilling. How many more names are about to get exposed next? Fans aren't letting this slide. They're digging through old photos, clips, and social posts about Natasha Howard, Isabel Harrison, and Mercedes Russell, claiming the league has been covering for players like this for years. What began as whispers about Brittney Griner has snowballed into a witch hunt, with every new name pulled under the spotlight, adding another layer of madness. Timelines are jammed with so-called evidence threads, and fans are demanding answers the league clearly isn't ready to give. But the fire isn't just aimed at players, it's climbing higher. Behind the scenes, the whispers are getting louder that Cathy Engelbert herself might be on the chopping block. Reports say NBA leadership is already talking about sliding in someone new, someone they can keep on a tighter leash, if Cathy can't pull the W out of this freefall. Nothing official yet, but the fact her name is trending right alongside players tells you everything you need to know. The Wolves are circling, and her time might be running short. At this stage, the WNBA can't just sweep it under the rug. With Ryan dropping Brittney's receipts, sponsors panicking, and more players being thrown into the fire, it's not just one scandal anymore. It's the league's entire reputation hanging by a thread. And just when it seemed like the W couldn't possibly take any more heat, another league's name suddenly hit the timeline, and that's when things shifted from explosive to flat-out dangerous. An alleged memo from the WNBA's own legal team just set the internet ablaze. The document claims the league might be forced to roll out mandatory gender testing for every single player before next season, all to calm sponsors and protect competitive integrity. The memo hasn't been confirmed, but the second it leaked, fans went into absolute chaos. Some are saying it's the only way to save the league's image and stop another Ryan Ruocco-style bombshell from detonating all over again. But not everyone's buying it, and the backlash is huge. Critics are warning this would destroy everything women's basketball has built, turning the WNBA into a straight-up circus overnight. Instead of focusing on hoops, players would be dragged through humiliating tests, and fans argue it would erase the very progress that finally made the league cool and respected. With tensions peaking, insiders are even whispering the unthinkable. The season itself could be delayed, or worse, cut short, if this scandal spirals further. Because if more players get exposed or flat out refuse testing, the league might not survive the fallout. This isn't just Brittney's drama anymore. This is about the survival of the entire WNBA brand. What started as one controversy has snowballed into a full-blown credibility crisis that could erase years of growth in a single summer. And that's exactly why Ryan is doubling down, no matter what it costs his career. He's made it clear the WNBA's momentum is only just beginning, and he refuses to sit back and watch it collapse now. Meanwhile, Brittney's camp is still threatening lawsuits, firing off at anyone reckless enough to repost those leaked files. Cathy Engelbert? She's getting blasted nonstop for letting it spiral this far. And now, all eyes are locked on Adam Silver, because insiders say he's preparing to step in personally. The next move could decide everything. Does the WNBA weather the storm and survive? Or does it burn out for good? But here's the jaw-dropper. Ryan Ruocco isn't done yet. Word is he's sitting on even more files, ones that allegedly tie in at least 2 current WNBA All-Stars. If those leaks hit the timeline, this won't just be about Brittney anymore. This could rip open the league's darkest secrets. We're talking about a scandal so massive it might not just cost the WNBA a season. It could wipe out the league's entire future. This isn't just sports gossip anymore. This is history in the making, a make-or-break moment playing out right in front of us. So, what do you think is next? Can the league somehow survive this storm? Or are we about to witness the biggest collapse women's basketball has ever seen? Drop your thoughts down in the comments. Smash that like button, share this video everywhere, and don't forget to subscribe. Because trust me, the next twist in this saga, you do not want to miss it. I'll see you in the next one.